You fought really hard to help secure funding for drug abuse prevention, not just treatment, but also prevention.
Sure.
Can you tell us how you stepped up to the plate for prevention?
Well, I wish I could say that I was the person out front. I was working very closely with a congressman from Minnesota named Jim Ranstand that most people you would not know. But most people would know Patrick Kennedy, who has had some issues regarding drug abuse as well as mental health parity. And I worked very closely with him on this. And I think that there's a lot of file footage to show my involvement. I think that we have to really put these issues on parity with everything else. And I think that what has happened all too often, people tend to leave uncomfortable discussions on the table and then move forward. And then you look back years later and says, if we had done this, we could have prevented some of that. And so I'm working very closely to make sure that in the new health care bill, that we give the same deference to drug abuse and to prevention of drug activity as use as we possibly can.
Now, and within your district, you have several community coalitions for the prevention of drug abuse. It's called the Drug-Free Communities Program. Sure. Are you continuing to support that program in the new budget?
Yes, not only that, but when these groups, these are nonprofit groups, come to me looking for special programs that they'd like to put in place, I try as hard as I possibly can to be supportive. And it's one of the reasons I keep telling people, you can't have a blanket condemnation of something like earmarking funds, because if you have a uniqueness in the community, methamphetamine or some other thing that's kind of unique, and you come up with some unique idea about how to combat it, and you come to your congressman, you ought to be able to get help. You ought not say, well, you got to wait until the president puts that in his budget, or wait till we have some hearings on the Senate side to do that. I think that sometimes you respond to community needs based upon what communities tell you that they need. And that's what I try to do.